Hello from Bangkok, Thailand. My name is Jirawut. I really enjoy your books and I have finished reading several of them. I also follow your Understanding Mission course. I have one question. According to the Understanding Mission, how can we faithfully play our role as actor or actress in the drama of the whole Bible story in today's chaotic world, especially when facing ethical questions about whether Christians should or should not choose sides in the situations marked by the abuse of power or authority and the use of violence.
Thank you, Jira Wood, and welcome. And it's lovely to have someone from Thailand. I appreciate that greatly, and thank you for using the Understanding Mission course. That's good to hear. I hope you'll share it there. I think part of the answer to your question lies in it itself, because you say, how can we participate in the drama of God's mission? Well, part of the answer to that is by realizing that that's what we're doing. In other words, I think a lot of people aren't even aware that as a Christian called to live in God's world, we are actually actors in the drama. We are playing our part in God's mission. It's not just missionaries or pastors or preachers who are doing God's work. It is all those who are disciples of Christ who are playing a part in the mission of God, and they're doing so in their daily work, in their lives, where they bring the kingdom of God, they bring the presence of Christ into the situation in which they live by doing their work well, by showing Christ's love and compassion, by seeking justice, by standing up for what is right, and so on. So that that is to participate in God's mission. But the later part of your question, of course, is much more challenging because it does cause us, as you know, as Jesus said, to be innocent as doves, but wise as serpents. There is, it does call for discernment. We're not called just to accept whatever we're told by the propaganda of either our government or somebody else's government, or by the political party that we like, or even the Christian leader guru that we like, but we are called to think, to be transformed in our minds and to ask questions about what we're being told in terms of taking sides with one side or another. Often it is a dangerous thing to take sides in arguments which are either political or even in some cases theological. There are ways in which we need to preserve our independence, to preserve the fact that we think with the Bible, we think with God, and we don't just get sucked in to being part of the crowd that goes along with this hero or that hero, or this view or that. That sort of polarization, sadly, has become very toxic in some parts of the world, certainly in the United States, as we're seeing in recent days, and in other parts. So I'm not sure how to answer your question. How do we do it? We do it by reading our Bible, by thinking, by asking that old question, what would Jesus do? How would Jesus respond to people in this situation or this ethical issue? Does the Bible give us some resources for thinking through what it means to love our neighbor, to love our enemies, to follow the teaching of Jesus, to be people who are willing to suffer rather than to fight? I don't think Christians are called to violence as a way of bringing about the kingdom of God. The kingdom of God comes by the way of the cross, by the way of suffering, and indeed through martyrdom as well. So those are some reflections on your question, and I just pray that God will give you that discernment for yourself and those that you perhaps lead as a Christian there among those in Thailand. We're so glad that we have a Langham preaching movement in Thailand. We have a number of Langham scholars there, and I know the head, or at least he was the head of the Thai Bible Society, and others. So God be with you.
Yes, thank you, Jerwood.
Thank you very much for your thoughtful response to this challenging issue, Chris.
Thank you, Jerwood. Yeah, it is challenging, no doubt.
One thing about Gerwood that I don't think he has mentioned is that his wife Emmy is a Langham scholar, and
Oh,
she's currently
okay.
studying in Sydney.
Okay, wonderful. Oh, that's good. I didn't know that. Well done.